Hi, I'm Anjana Naskar from Impact Magazine. Today we have with us two incredibly talented creatives who will be representing India at the Cannes Festival this year. Punya Arora and Yugant Gosavi of Ogilvy. Thank you so much guys for joining us today and a big congratulations on the win.
Thank you so much.
So guys, tell me what was the brief that was given to you during the presentation, and what was that idea that led to the final campaign?
So to cut it short, the brief was that Gen Zs don't align with this whole concept of beauty standards created by social media, and how can you use fashion as a tool to bring out your authentic self. So we were the target audience. We are Gen Zs.
Yeah.
We're the target audience for the brief. So the challenge became slightly simpler when we looked into our own lives to actually find an insight. And it so happened that I had come back from a wedding and I had posted some picture of me wearing a lehenga.
Yeah, and I commented on her saying ki Punya, this photo you have applied 10 filters.
Oh.
Tell me what's the actual color of the lehenga.
Yeah, so
That was very confusing.
that paved the way for our idea that then when you apply filters, you sort of filter out your originality also.
True.
So that paved the way to what if your clothes are already pre-filtered? You can live a life filter free.
Right.
So it's a pre-filtered clothing collection, and that's how it that's what gave birth to the idea. And also the extension became much easier, and the execution became much easier when Yugant said that he already dyes his own clothes sometimes to make them look sharper.
Yeah,
or like
I do that. I basically, what I do is once my clothes get old and they get fade, so I generally give them a new life by dyeing them.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I have couple of blue clothes. I have dyed them to maroon, to dark purple, dark blue, and I'm reusing them. So that's where we came ki we can literally filter our clothing by dyeing them or else by color correcting them.
Right.
Color correcting them into the filters of Ludwig, Juno, Clarendon.
So all of these are known to Gen Zs. We speaking this language where like in this ecosystem we're using filters on a daily basis. So we thought it would be fun, and so the idea just like came together. And that's what. So
That's why I came the pre-filtered clothing.
Clothing collection.
That's really interesting. So how did you ensure that your concept stood out given the time constraints and the competitive format that was there?
So I think that Yugant has been in the industry for like 4 or 5 years, and I've been around for around 4 years or so. And I think during the course of our everyday life, we sort of get used to the timelines and such.
Right.
And growing up, we've worked with so many people, like some of the leaders in the industry. And here in Ogilvy, we're working with some of the best minds out here. So even when we're sitting in a brainstorm, it's always like you have to think on your toes. You have to be like steadfast with your answers, some ideas and all of those things. And when you're younger, with the advent of AI and such, you youngsters are generally expected to be coming up with like new technology related ideas, innovations and all of those things. So we're sort of equipped to be thinking fast. And also given that sometimes the timelines are also like very packed. So I think it was not a challenge at first because we also had like some 10 ideas before we actually came to one execution to be doing and like executing it fast. So I think that's something that we've like gotten used to now by now.
Okay. Yeah. So Yugant, print as a medium demands sharp storytelling, as you know, with limited space. So what was the creative approach to balancing impact with simplicity?
So the initial thing was just to keep it very simple. So it's not about creating something which is complex or very difficult to understand. So we tried to keep it as simple as possible. We have went to our seniors and all of the management people and just have showed them, ki have a look, are you able to understand it? How difficult is it to crack it? So the feedback helped us a lot. Honestly, they had very good point of views on that. So it's very important to keep it simple and sharp.
Okay. And how was the jury experience? How excited or nervous were you guys?
We were nervous, obviously, but some nervousness actually helps to be prepared to give a presentation, and we were very prepared because we had like things in our hand, like we have a clothing collection to show, so we were ready with like some clothes. We had like one narrative ready, which was very fun. We were not looking at the deck and all of those things, so we were very like, and the jury really like helped because they were not very, they were big people, but they were not very intimidating, and they asked questions which we could answer, and they were supportive throughout the process. So that was.
Okay, were you scared of anyone in the jury, or and who was the sweetest?
Not really.
Everyone was sweet actually.
It's not to pinpoint one person, but everyone was very sweet.
And when we came out of we were like the last ones to go, and we like as Mentho cutlets were the first ones to reach. So we sort of grasped what other people's presentations went like and everything. So we were prepared and we were calm by the end, by the time we had to go in.
We were the last ones, and I think we were the first ones to reach and had a photo, an awkward photo with a thumbs up, and that got printed once the results were announced. And I literally told her ki I think we should take one more photo of ourselves because that photo will not work.
Yeah, because this is Yugant, and Yugant being optimistic throughout the process.
That's really great. So guys, with digital dominating today's conversations, what excites you the most about working for a print campaign? And why do you think your campaign stood out? Your idea stood out?
Okay, it's the, so to say, print is the oldest medium available right now, and
still holds a large reach. Now the challenge is how do you get actually. We were thinking about this as well when we were working on print, that our generation doesn't usually read the newspaper. So how do we make it interactive enough for people to actually reach the newspaper? And our was not just centric to the paper, but it had like an innovation that extended itself to the print, which really helped. So we did have that guardrail in mind that it's not the first medium that Gen Zs are going to consume news, but how to get them there is also one challenge.
Okay, and what were the biggest challenges you faced throughout the process, be it the presentation or the nomination process? What were the bigger challenges?
I think it's the challenge was to crack the right idea and to say the right thing. That was the biggest challenge what we faced, because we had couple of 10-15 ideas before, and we were just
rejected our own ideas.
We were just having inside and saying, is it going through? Are people going to understand it? What we are saying it? So that was very important to get it right.
Right.
Filtering out what out of the things that we had, what did we have the most faith in, and you have to sort of trust the process along with it.
Absolutely.
So
here comes the most interesting question. Now that you've won in the India round, how are you preparing for the global stage at Cannes? And are there any past print winners that inspire you, or the campaigns that inspire you?
So we are definitely doing our homeworks. We are just hounding the past creatives, what they have done, and just looking forward to the great work what the organization is doing, and what's there on the Cannes websites and all. And we really liked the last year contestants, what they did. It was very, very good.
It was very simple
and impactful.
Okay. Lastly, looking ahead, what does this win mean to you, both personally and professionally, and what kind of work do you want to create more going ahead, like in future?
Okay, so for me, this our Asia Pacific CCO Reed Collins came to India, and I've been into the organization. It's just 3 months. I'm just 3 months old.
Wow.
And when in Young Lion, I got an opportunity to meet to him, and we both presented our idea in his room with our sweet India CCOs, and it was very interactive, very fun. It was very encouraging, and it's a special feeling to represent India at a global forum of Cannes and meeting all the advertising madmen.
There is one joke that I have, which has been going on for a very long time, that when I came into advertising, you used to see these campaigns which used to run on TV, and people like could like say those lines, or people remember the taglines, people remembered the ideas. So to be able to create something memorable is something that, and I always keep telling people also that I want to get quoted someday, you know, somebody like walks and like I'm saying, yeah, I wrote that, whatever you're sort of quoting right now. So that feeling is something I want to be able to create, something which is meaningful, something which is remembered, especially with the influx of content. You're just in this content induced world where your ads are competing with the likes of content, and people are paying to like actually skip ads. So in that it's even more challenging to be doing so, but hopefully to be creating something which is remembered for a long time.
I think you will, and I wish you guys very well and hope you make India proud. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We are just manifesting on it.
It was lovely catching up with you guys. Thank you so much.